This is the touchstone in time, when we start to put our toe in the alkaline waters, which changes the movement of ripples of energy and the direction we are moving in our personal consciousness body. As we move into that relative balance of a higher expression of frequency, of light and plasma, we have the meeting point of the polarities within that field of energy. When that plasma light meets in that dimension of time, there is the clearing of the obsolete energies, patterns and structures that have existed there. In the past few months, a lot of the attention and energy has been given to a tremendous amount of planetary grid work in the lower fields. These past months have impacted all of us in clearing out fifth-dimensional satanic coding, Metatronic coding, Reversal 55 coding, for many different reasons. But in knowing that the Metatronic coding is 5-based coding that is used in the satanic field architecture, this is used to manipulate black magic in mass, where the dark entities have gathered their power from these ley lines. This is how black magicians conjure up subtle energetic forces and direct it in negative patterns with the intention to instigate chaos or to harm people. As we move into higher frequency fields, we should know by now the plan of attack of the negative hierarchical forces and the imposter spirits. Currently, as certain fields collapse, there's a lot of smash and grab, thuggery and mafia-like behavior happening with these dark hierarchies. They are desperate to cleave on to the collective pain body and try to wreak havoc in the masses, to ensnare people into emotional dramas, as many of us are moving out from these lower fields. We are undergoing that shift into that next platform in time, and it requires seeing, clearing, a certain level of fifth-dimensional distortion, and clearing out various shadow energies and miasma that had been buried in our unconscious mind, pain body, or ancestral genetic lines. As difficult as it can be, this is the time where people that are not progressing forward, or it is not their path to move into this next harmonic universe time continuum, may not be coming with us. This may be manifested in a multitude of ways. In many situations, such as relationships, friendships and associations, they have come to their end. There is no way to travel forward in the same energetic dynamic or power imbalance. Things must change to progress or they will end. We may be holding the consciousness anchor for some of those people, as we still love them, but it may have to be at a distance. Many of us have understood that we are anchors for biological family members, old friends or associations, or even community, at certain levels of our field service work designation. In this first group of ascension prototypers, our light body is an orb body, a spherical body, that once developed to hold plasma, can hold human souls within it to function as a transit gate. This is a function we have while incarnated on the Earth, and that function will most likely continue on the interdimensional planes, once it is time to leave. Dissolving chakra membrane? Some of us have noted for many years now our lower energy centers were shifting. Through the reconfiguration of these lower energy centers, known as the first chakra, second chakra and third chakra or 1D, 2D, 3D chakras, we could feel their color wave spectrum changing frequency. Some perceive this as embodying higher dimensional chakras with different frequency colors. This usually begins with aurora coloring, perceiving the re-encryption process in the lower body which is making repairs to the etheric double and lower energy center functioning. The root or perineum area for many starseed people is no longer red, but changes to lighter hues of violet, pink, and once rolled up to the higher energy centers, it becomes shades of blue-green or light pastels. When we have embodied this frequency change, we do not have survival fears anymore. We can clearly see when the false king of tyranny, from the red wave spectrum, is manipulating victim archetypes in the public to incite fear. This frequency elevation process has been happening for some time, however, it is now happening progressively to more people. The lower chakras used to be etheric cones that were non-physical membranes, located in the top layer of our light body. The main energy centers are still present, yet are being elevated to run vital forces throughout our lower body glands, organs and meridians. The chakra cones will eventually become absorbed into the higher consciousness aspects of the body and reconfigured completely. The best way to understand this is that chakras are an aspect of consciousness that run a type of software that is directed from a template held inside a primary planetary body in the solar system. The lower chakras of humans have been severely abused through negative mind control being directed to harm these chakras and their respective glands from functioning correctly. The chakra program was running overlays onto the endocrine glands, instead of the endocrine glands being free to function as they were designed. The lower aspects of consciousness related to these chakra programs are frequencies of survival, fear, instinctual drives, disconnection, sexual and gender confusion, selfishness, service to self, and material power. Much of these low-frequency programs are amplified from influences sourcing from the planets Saturn, Neptune, Pluto, and Mars. When these lower aspects of consciousness programming are not present anymore, within our thoughts or state of being, they cease to exist. When we focus our being on spiritual service and the love of God, eventually these lower aspects of consciousness are dissolved into higher frequency. Our light body reconfigures itself to reflect the new higher frequencies that we have focused our attention upon, and the new consciousness system is built in the body to house the higher consciousness. A shift in consciousness creates a shift in the configuration of the energy field, and this always happens before there is visible change made in the physical body. All manifestation is from the state of consciousness directing itself through the energy field, light body, and then into the physical body. Each chakra wheel is responsible for interacting with the physical body through the stimulation of the respective endocrine gland and nerve plexus that runs its messaging. Each chakra generally has head governance over the area of the body where it's located and runs archetypal programs or patterns of expression. As the false identity programming eventually dissolves, through expanding consciousness, the responsibility of the new functioning is given directly to the endocrine gland, and the body grows new nerve plexus in order to handle the circulation of connections into the bodily systems. This stimulates a reconnection of internal systems to communicate with the body parts, so the body parts can communicate with the expanding consciousness. The endocrine gland becomes awakened with new purpose and new frequency, and with potentially new functions. Dissolution of particle chakras. There's a lot of obsolescence happening now with the movement of configurations impacting the lower field energies, 1D, 2D, and 3D. For that reason, we need to focus on primarily that seat of the monad, Hera complex, seat of the soul, clearing reversal polarities, and obsolete lower energies. We are being raised into the next higher frequency or harmonic attunement that is appropriate for the seat of the monad to be fully embodied, Hera center. We may need to ask higher guidance to determine the physical body stability and to upgrade all physical matrix reconnections that support this core body, monadic embodiment. Some of us may be experiencing a shift in the lower energies of our body, primarily the dissolution of Earth particle frequency color wave spectrums that we have previously known make up the construction of the lower body, 1D, 2D, 3D chakras. All levels of the chakras are undergoing changes and upgrades. It is like a mixing of higher color waves from the higher spectrums directed into our lower chakra region, primarily the first and second layers. This is in direct alignment to the macrocosm dissolution and shifting of horizontal grids impacting the first and second dimensional frequencies and how those frequencies run in what we know as the particle spectrum. As that gets shifted at a macrocosm level of the planet, the platform of what our body has been using as a part of our structural matrix, that platform of our spirit body, undergoes a shifting and the color ray structure of that platform is undergoing multiple changes now. Chakra software template. The chakra template is transmitted in its architecture from the planetary bodies that are in our solar system. Each chakra cone in the outer layers of the chakra cone that are projecting a template of consciousness. Think of it as an energy software, like a kind of software program that is influencing a level of expression. Again, all of that would be fine without the mind control overlay, but we understand that an artificial intelligence mind control overlay has been put in the template structure of the chakras to control the expression. What has happened in our bodies is that the overlay being used in mind control to bend, shape, influence or send harmful frequencies to the human being with the intention of enslavement, suppression or manipulation have been aimed through the planetary body, in the solar system, that is in governance of that particular principle. The planet Saturn, as a part of its governance over the root chakra created in our planet and in most of the human beings inhabiting this planet, because of the level of mind control being sent from Saturn and the negative alien agenda is using Saturn as an outpost for Orion to send out these mind control mechanisms, psychotronic warfare, etheric weaponry, everything that has to do with the victim-victimizer archetypes. A lot of our study of victim-victimizer programming is intrinsic in the clarity that we are receiving in this period of time to be free from the software of Saturn using and directing victim-victimizer software mind control. This is a subset of the Armageddon software. When you understand that false timeline program promoting false identities, promoting the false king of tyranny, so that they can create a master-slave race. That's what their agenda has always been. By creating a master and a slave, you create cycles of victimization. By doing that you increase the cycle of victim-victimizer in the person who is believing they are subservient to the tyrant god, in this case a tyrant alien, who is masquerading as a god in order to create this impact of the master-slave control of the terrain. This is especially true in the global religious mind control or spiritual mind control. Glands awaken. The chakra is being replaced with an energy center, and this creates a governance shift in the authority of running energy. The chakra is no longer the authority of running energy, the membrane is dissolving and it's becoming assimilated into the particle structure of whatever the body's frequency is. Meaning our cells are starting to absorb this substance from the etheric layer. This is a part of the heavy detox of metallic energies we are going through. The body is shifting in configuration, it is absorbing this membrane and it's coming into the physical realm. This was something that was non-physical, it was existing in the etheric layers of the body. Now this is becoming enmeshed with the physical, what we think of as physical, it's absorbing into the body. The energy center that's left is being governed by the gland itself and not the chakra. The organ system and the glands system that is involved in the function of circulating energy, and what was being fed by the chakra, it's now reversing the pattern. Before the chakra was in control of that function and now the organ is actually becoming in control of running energy in that system. The chakra membrane, this cone, whatever was there as a conical structure has started to be absorbed into the body itself and all that's left is just pure energy. That energy is intelligent and it's being circulated by the intelligence of the cells in the body that are organized as an organ system. It is like saying our glands were asleep, they were being stimulated, but they were not awake. The best way to imagine this is that our organs are awakening. Our cells are awakening and they have intelligence. They have a function that we didn't recognize that they had in higher dimensional states, and we are starting to experience what that is in our body. This is very optimistic and very good news for us moving forward in understanding that this is an opportunity of potential freedom for those that are moving towards the ascending timelines in the bifurcation to be freed of the victimization, victim-victimizer software that is a part of the template of the root chakra and how they have been controlling that on planet Earth itself in the lower particle fields. The extremely low-frequency electromagnetics, very low frequencies, are contained in the red and orange wave spectrums. It's a very long wave. It's a very dense wave. This is ceasing to be exposed or exist for those of us that are moving through the bifurcation into the higher subatomic field. Our lower bits, these lower energy centers, are dissolving and we cease to have lower chakras in the same way that many of the human beings on planet Earth have, that are on the third-dimensional timelines and are still being controlled by the victim-victimizer software mind control. They're still going to have that energy center looking traditionally as we have represented it in terms of a chakra system. We have known this before, that the more you develop your consciousness, the membranes in between the chakras actually start to dissolve and the chakra column exists as one energetic column energy center.
Lisa offers a guided meditation called False Ascended Master and 7-Ray Clearing. I put a link to it down in the description box if you are interested.